I'm just got a few technical things going on here right now, so I am going to be live in just a moment. Here, just making sure that I got everything set up because I wanted to just share with you. If you ever are looking for creative inspiration, this is something that I do to get myself in space to sit down and write. I've got some cool stuff coming up, and I got to write about it. So I don't even know if you can hear me because I haven't even hooked up the mic yet. So that's coming right now. So yeah, I have a really cool event coming up where I'm going to be leading people through a breath. It's actually called the Growth Global Happiness Summit. It's being done at the University of Peace here in Costa Rica, which is a UN-founded place, and it's got some beautiful intention behind it. And I got invited to lead people through some breath. And part of the process of getting ready for this event is actually giving them information about myself and what does somebody expect to experience after this breath, and who am I showing up as? And I started writing. I sat down, I started writing, and I realized I'm looking at everything through a very limited lens in this moment in terms of all the possibilities, all of what this can be. So before I actually put anything down on the paper and then put it, to print where people are going to read it and now they have their expectations beforehand, how can I get into a place where I can really express myself clearly and where I can do it from the highest possible perspective, where it's going to be so in line with the intention of the Global Happiness Summit, right? Happiness is a pretty high vibration, right? So making sure that I'm coming at it from just like the cleanest place, no trying to make myself look any different than who I am, no trying to set expectations any different than they should be, no trying to sell anything, no trying. That trying word is just, it's trying is not being authentic. Because just being real, I mean, it might be the hardest thing for some people to do, but it's actually like the easiest thing to do, right? Trying is like I gotta pretend, do some little lies or something like that. So I'm gonna just bang on this gong. I don't know if it's gonna come through. If you would comment and let me know how the gong sounds, this way I know if I should use it more in the future. Just gonna give it a little bit of love. So if you could just tell me how it sounds on your end, that'd be awesome. And then I know if I can, share this more. We have a way of doing this where it does work for at least one channel. We're gonna warm it up for a second here. So this is actually part of the process of getting to that creative space, right? Is just to create some like new energy in the area. Like there can be a lot of stagnation in places. So it might be turning on a fan. I'll turn around and show you. I have this fan that's like probably 7 feet wide. It's actually called a big ass fan, right? And just turning that on and feeling the breeze come through, like it's that air of freshness, right? So sound also does this. You can burn sage, that stuff, and you can say, "Oh, this is all weird woo-woo stuff." Some people will say that. That's fine, but you either experience it or you don't experience it. You either can vibe with it or you don't vibe with it, because we're all experiencing things on a different dimension, right? Some people have much more acute hearing than I do. Some people have much more acute eyesight than I do, and I would tend to think that everybody has the same eyesight, so they would see what I see. But so often that's not the case. I guess that they hear what I hear, but it's so often not the case. And who's to say who's right? Who's got the better or more accurate? So at the end of the day, whatever you feel, whatever you experience, that's real. That's real for you. It's real for me. So I like to clear the space a little bit. Sometimes I do movement. Sometimes I'll get in, I'll do some Tai Chi. That's not what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do a little breathing exercise called Nadi Shodhana. And I have to do a modification on it. So it's funny because I lead people through breath. And then I have this one, which is maybe my favorite. Well, I can say they're all my favorite. But this one's my favorite for certain things, which I'll talk about another time. I'd rather just have the time to do it now. and you're welcome to join along, and you can feel and experience whatever you feel and experience out of it. So, um, you know, I'm doing this for my creativity, my focus, my alignment, and those. So there's some things I experience. You might get that out of it. So Nadi Shodhana, you just have to have basically sit up straight with a straight back. You can do this standing. I've done it standing. It's not, the idea is to have the body in a comfortable position. Because if I keep having to wiggle my body and have to adjust or like strain myself in some way, then I'm going to lose the point of going inward because I keep coming outward and like feeling my body, right? And keep adjusting. So you want to be comfortable. Like that's a number one. So people have all these different, this is how you should sit, this is what you need to do. And there's all kinds of reasons behind it. But if you're uncomfortable in any of those things, then it doesn't make sense anyway. So if you're going to join along on this, and I invite you to do that, just straight back. It's really easy. Anybody can do this. Um, and this will bring out, some, usually for me, clarity, insight, inner peace. I might have too much of that, to be honest with you. Um, and then, of course, really just a deeper connection to a source greater than myself. So the creativity doesn't come from up here. I don't want to write right now from my mind and what I think that the reader's going to think when they read these words. And now I'm trying to mind read as I'm writing and expressing, right? That's what happens when I'm writing from my brain. But when I write from my heart and I connect to this higher dimension, we'll call it higher source, higher reality, higher awareness, consciousness, the I am, then I get like a free flow of like real clear essences of expressions. And then that paints a picture in my mind. And then that's what I attempt to express. So I use my mind to translate this expression, the essence that comes through me after doing this onto paper, right? So if I just sat down and write, I might have writer's block like I had yesterday. I didn't come and do this. Um, I might have an agenda behind it or just overthink it, right? So right now I'm like, okay, make sure that I get like the whole mind, just clear that mind. So enough chatting about that. Unless you have questions, so pop them in. If you do, I can't see the comments on Instagram. Apologies. Um, so Nadi Shodhana, get comfortable if you can, back straight, right? Sit up, put your shoulders back. Just do a little couple shoulder things. That's what I'm gonna do. Do whatever you want. Nothing. You might want to just save this for later when you want to get into creative space. But if you're like down to feeling good and feeling even better than you already do, and you have time, stick around. And then bring the hands up. We're gonna stretch. Just feel the body and kind of feel how it's moving. Right. Just really open that stuff up. And this is really just so that I don't have any discomfort during my practice. Right. So I'm just checking in on the body and opening things up, making sure they settle. I'm going to do a decompression breath. If you don't know what that is, I will explain it very quickly to you. Basically, you're going to take the biggest breath you possibly can with your belly, your ribs, and your chest, the top of your chest. Like you'll see it happen in me. And then you actually hold the ribs out. I did a challenge on this. If you want to get on that challenge, let me know. I'll send you the details where the whole breakdown is on this if you really want to figure it out. But once you have your rib cage expanded at full breath capacity, you exhale and you keep your rib cage open. And it actually exercises. You'll feel muscles working that maybe you've never felt before. It feels really good. And it helps with the posture. So that's what I'm going to do real quickly. And that's just breathing into the ribs, the chest, and then up. And still inhaling. And that's how big it is. My shoulders automatically back and down. And I'm going to exhale and notice like it all stays out. I'm like completely much bigger person and all the air is out of my lungs, breathing in again. And you notice really it's just like the diaphragm is all that moves in view because I'm actually using my muscles to hold this rib cage out. And I'm going to do one more breath. And you can see that everything flexes. This is like a great workout. So good for serving. And then I'm going to just relax it. and then settle into where I'm sitting. And I can feel myself in a posture that's much more comfortable for me to begin the Nadi Shodhana. So, hope that helped for you. Let me know how it feels. And by the way, I got the baby downstairs. You might hear some of that. Mommy's with him now, so he's all good. Just so if you hear some of that, that's what it is. Anyway, um, Nadi Shodhana. So first thing we're going to do is just bring your hand out in front of you. Put these two fingers together, right? And you're going to close the left nostril. And there's different ways people teach this. This is how I'm going to do it. So if you learn another way, it's probably right too. Um, and you're going to cover that left nostril and just exhale all the air out of the right nostril. You don't start yet because I'm going to just explain to you what it is first. And then we'll get started. So exhale all that air out, and then you're going to just close this nostril, and now you're going to breathe in through the other nostril. Okay, and you fill up completely with that full belly breath. You could do the full decompression type breath with it. Just fill up what's best for you. I'm going to do like a 3-part yogic breath with it, so I'm fully expanded. No time to explain that now. I'm teaching that in the lone breath. If you want info, DM me. I'll send you where you can get that too. So we're going to inhale through the left nostril, and then we'll close it, and then exhale to the right. And then we'll inhale through the right, and then we'll exhale through the left, and we'll inhale through the left, and exhale through the right. So basically just rotating back and forth. We're going to exhale out the right, inhale through the right, then we'll exhale out the left, inhale to the left. So we're just basically doing like this motion. And then there's some other nuances that I'll add in. And I'll be moving my nostrils because I have a broken deviated septum here, broken ventricle. So I have to actually hold my nose open to do this. Any case, okay. Cover that left nostril, exhale completely out. And then breathe in. Fill all the way up. And then close. Exhale out the left nostril. Inhaling back in through the left nostril. Filling up, closing the left nostril, opening the right, exhaling out. Inhaling through the right. Filling up, and then exhaling out through the left. And then you can also begin to visualize the air on the inhale coming up the sinus cavity and then coming down the spine all the way to the root chakra. So we're going to do that. Inhaling with the left. Just noticing the whole body full of that air. You might see light closing that left nostril, and then visualize the air coming back up, that light coming back up the spine and back out, up the spine, out through the mouth or the nose, the right nostril coming out my mouth because I'm talking. So we're going to continue to do that visualization. If it feels good for you, I'm not going to talk so I can stay centered in doing this. Closing the right nostril. Visualizing the light coming out the left nostril. into the left nostril, in through the right nostril. We're going to do two more at your own pace. And just keep the focus on the third eye, if you know what that is. These last two, inhaling through the left nostril. That's one. And inhaling through the right nostril. Just lower the hand down. I'm going to take one yogic breath and hold at the top. Take one large breath. And return to normal breathing. And just look within. And then whenever you're ready, you can open the eyes, you can come back. Feel free to drop in the comments how you're feeling. No rush. As I'm finding, even just talking right now brings me out of the presence, the void, a little bit, so to speak, if you got that. I will share with you one thing that was a resounding thing for me. I said I thought about creativity and writing this from a higher place. And the insight that really kept coming through for me was that everything is here for our creation, man made in God's likeness, in God's image, right? With the choice to try to be the not that, right? So it's uh it's all about our choice and our free will, and making sure that we're always exercising that and standing strong and knowing that that is something that cannot be questioned or challenged or censored or anything of the sort. Um, that it really is our choice. It's all here for us to choose, and we can choose whichever way we choose to choose. And and it feels good. It feels good to know that everything is in divine order. To know that it is all in our choices, my choice, your choice. And based on those choices, each experience will be unique. So choose a way, choose to your heart's content, I hope. Um, so I'm going to get to writing. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this helped you in some way. Tag a friend that's creative that might benefit from this. And if you want to learn about any of the other breaths, just shoot me a DM. If you want to do a private, let me know. I'm around. I love doing this stuff and sharing it. Blessings to you and all your fam.